Welcome to the Databricks Skill Builder series. We're glad you're here.
Hey everyone, Arthur Dooner here with Databricks. I wanted to come to you today and talk about one really key type of use case that I'm seeing AI builders accomplish. It is extremely unique to the Databricks platform where I'm seeing these types of insights be generated. As part of my talk from Data and AI Summit last June, June 2025, if you're watching this a while ago, I want it to be clear that we talked a lot about the best practices for user-facing AI systems. And you might wonder, like, how is this relevant to like use cases that I might be building? Well, what's really cool about these AI systems and the highlight of that talk, and we'll link this talk, so don't worry, you won't miss out on any of this, right? The highlight of this talk is recognizing that AI solutions exist in a lot of different formats and structures. We think about different external integrations that we might build an AI system on Databricks, right? And serve that insight to some follow-up system, some downstream analysis. And what I want to highlight and focus on is this batch format, this asynchronous, someone else is receiving this insight later on after we've created it in a time and a format that matches their consumption mode. This materializes in a lot of ways. One of these ways might be a Salesforce platform or Dynamics platform where we're reaching these end users with commentary about the health of their selling stories, with commentary about where we could see as actionable places to grow their business across their customers, embedded in the workflow, on the account pages, on the customer relationship model already. Like these AIs can be overlaid as output insights about their business. Similarly, I'm seeing this in customer service platforms, and I'm seeing these knowledge aggregated in a way that highlight and recommend the next best repair or the most similar ticket. These are all more classical AI solutions, but the modality of them being batch is extremely novel. And I think a lot of people are recognizing the shift from not everything needs to be a chatbot. It needs to be relevant into the workflows that people are consuming this. What I'm not what I haven't highlighted yet on this page is these summaries, these takeaways, even podcasts that folks receive that fit into their day-to-day that exist in an email or in some like asynchronously sent like Slack or Teams message. The lens that I'm taking here is that people build these data science analyses from all of these data that they have in Databricks. And then the takeaways from these analyses, be it with a compound like a regression or forecasting model, be it a comparison week over week, month over month of a certain metric or suite of metrics. The business health insights that historically just lived in dashboards, we're now seeing evolve into this space where users can get the takeaways and the highlights sent to them as part of an AI process. This changes BI. This changes how we interact with the business intelligence layer because it becomes a more actionable and identifiable things that are core highlights to the whole business. What am I getting at? So in this scenario, a really good example is we took this logistics company that we made up where they take like a bunch of perishable goods, equipment, vehicles, that sort of thing, and we manage and understand delays. So there are some more typical AI approaches that you might be more familiar with. Hey, tell me about the state of these shipments, right? These trucks broke down. This is what needs to be done, and we can expose those insights into something interactive and something like Teams. That's not why we're here. That's not what we're talking about. What we're talking about is this scenario where a user might interface with an AI agent, but they do so as a function of a data science or data analytics analysis that happens in an email first. So I might have a recurring process that handles every single analysis week over week of sales, right? How are our sales changing? What are our customer sentiments evolving from? And you can see AI sprinkled in over that process. You're probably going to be reading all these call logs or transcripts with AI speech to text services. There's going to be a few different scenarios where you might be extracting topics and intents, right? Those are entity extraction tools that NLP or Gen AI can solve, right? Let me diagram this a little bit for y'all. The way I think about this is maybe we have this whole pipeline of sales data, but this sales data historically was, just these hard metrics, like how much consumption did they have, how many commits did they make to their business, that sort of thing, right? How many purchases? There's a lot of different vocabularies that different businesses use to convey this idea, right? But purely like hard sales data. But there's so many corollaries and components of that story that have been heretofore inaccessible, right? There have been all those call logs that were a Herculean lift to combine and analyze in some aggregate refresh. The challenge that I see is that so many teams build systems with call logs or with knowledge bases like repair order tickets, those sorts of things, and they build them for the five end users who might really like this workflow and really like using Gen AI, but they stumble to get adoption broader than like the people who go and integrated that additional system into their workflow. What a system like this does, where you're emailing or sending these insights in some proactive way to your users, is you're generating traction of the AI modality and the key insights it could generate in a renewable way. So, as I was alluding to, right, you're taking all of these, say, call logs and you're processing, you're taking like key topics, you're taking examples of like sentiment that exists there, all things that are like very solvable problems, even either with classical AI solutions or with generative AI as an overlay, right? Hey, extract this topic across our business domain, right? Combine it with this other context about like any trucks or logistic data, right, that might tell us a little bit more of the business story. All of these pieces were this disparate, hey, how many sales do we make? Okay, this is where the actual shipments are, the call logs, the ability to reach what I would call a unified data model that a generative AI model can internalize across all of these different lines of business, across all of these different business functions, can generate what we call, a colleague of mine, Robert, came up with this term, insights engine. And the idea of Insights Engine is it targets maybe the salesperson or the customer care center manager, all of these different personas, and it raises different types of insights that are relevant to their level of understanding. You could imagine this as a person who manages a car dealership, having to understand where are my sales going, but also like how is service going, right? Those two different sides of the dealership both play into their bottom line and affect their business outcomes, right? So understanding both perspectives from that insights engine, and how do sales play into repair? How can we own that repair life cycle and maintenance life cycle more holistically? That universal complete view of the business is typically lacking from our BI tools today. So why I bring this concept is that I don't think a lot of people have even thought that this is even possible. That you can take these central systems, build entity relationships among them, and create these analyses that are focused and tailored on specific lines of that business. So in the case of that scenario that I was speaking to a moment ago, right, it identifies, hey, sales are down with refrigerated goods, right? We looked at all the customer service call team, and we see that people are leaving because they're like, hey, you need to give me a discount, otherwise I'm leaving. I mean, the discount needs to be by this much, right? We see where we're losing negotiations. We're with an exposure of all of these different insights as maybe AI tools with a combination against hard uh, sales data and trends data and shipment data to see like why might be our customer story falling down. These combined insights end up being exceptionally precise and hyper targeted to the user, the business user who cares about these bottom lines, these outcomes. Why I'm here today is to recognize that these AI systems might best be served by a insights engine that combines these qualitative and quantitative data together from a lens of that particular business process to grow and evolve and highlight those specific business processes automatically integrated into the user's end stage. I'll have later examples of similar state-of-the-art AI systems in follow-up videos. But this is the most novel that I wanted to highlight today, and I'll be coming to you soon with a solution accelerator that helps you build some of these composite um, business business line process management tools that help you identify anomalies, find the key insights that are related to your business across disparate and heterogeneous data. Hope this has been a good use of your time. I just need to make sure people are out there and can see that this is even a thing that you could build that could have value directly facing your users. Hope you have a great day. Thanks for coming to the talk. Arthur Dooner for Databricks. Have a great one.